Hi, it's me. I thought I'd show you where I live because the sun came out today and it's a very nice day. Now, present day security state that gives you organized harassment or gang stalking, of which I'm a targeted individual, came about following the demolition of the Murrah building in Oklahoma City and the 9/11 events. Of course, it has roots in COINTELPRO, the East German Stasi, and is in fact as old as people coexisting in groups. I shrugged off Patty Roloff's promise to have me designated an enemy of the state and forgot about it. Turns out her friend David Sid and other team members were able to do this. In an unofficial context or official context, labeling someone a traitor or terrorist requires no support or evidence. These security programs have no oversight. Once designated, a person remains on the list for life and has no avenue of appeal. That person is stripped of the law's protection. For that person, the constitutional guarantee of equal protection under the law is simply ignored and removed. What that means is his assets, my assets, can be seized in an extrajudicial manner, as in stolen. The targeted individual can be tortured and executed with no consequences for perpetrators. Lawyers, court cases, prosecutors, and courts grant a targeted individual no quarter. I'm not a subversive and have no criminal record. Think about that, and think about this. I'm exactly like 99.9% of people on secret watch lists. I can be killed, there will be no investigation. These things are provided for in various new laws, many of which aren't available for perusal in the public domain. They're laws with which lawyers are not familiar. Like the names on watch lists, federal law prohibits their disclosure to hapless victims. However, law enforcement, prosecutors, and judges certainly talk openly among themselves about these provisions. There's nothing illegal about that, except, of course, you have to remember stealing and murder are illegal, as is facilitating them in an official capacity, at least on paper and in theory. Consider what's happened. We've thrown out all the rules and constructively descended into total anarchy. We've thrown caution to the wind. It helps to have the target put on disability, as I am. That way law enforcement does not believe any complaint the person makes, no matter what the disability. The assumption being he or she is willfully stupid. Going to that much trouble isn't necessary. You've seen the public service announcements that say, if you see something, say something to local authorities. Think about what you're doing. The person taking pictures with a cell phone might not be planning to destroy America after all. You don't have to be a private security contractor to get someone's name on a secret watch list. Anyone can do it by simply telling a police officer, the local FBI office, any federal employee you think someone is presenting a risk to security. You don't have to prove a thing. When they contact the Department of Homeland Security, that person's life will be destroyed. And most likely, they will end up dying prematurely. Adolf Hitler would be very proud. And this is what's happening now. It has been happening for decades in the USA, the land of the free and home of the brave. We aren't free and we aren't brave. In studying the subject, I find a lot of description and some passive countermeasures, talking about forming support groups and other bullshit suggestions. Then there's ACLU that says what is needed is strong action at the federal, executive, and legislative level. I'm hearing the first murmurs of the idea lawyers should seize the opportunity to put together class action lawsuits and take the appropriate agencies to court. But lawyers are ignorant about it. They are uneducated and far too cowardly, too busy and too important to waste their valuable time learning about a violation of law that is completely destructive and lethal to millions. The people who robbed me bought off my lawyers, Don Nevard and Steve McCaleb, who gave me the gate. I hired another guy, James Shaw, who stole my money, gave me no advice or service, and did a wide swath of damage sharing my privileged information. He was happy to do it, and spoke and dealt with me hatefully. Lawyers as a group showed me they aren't worth half a handful of snot. The State Bar Association is no help. Law enforcement is MIA. impotent, and a bunch of giggling ass clowns. And they aren't all bad guys. However, far too many don't care about unlimited stealing and killing. I've already lost $250,000. This time I suspect a great deal more money has been stolen. Once it's removed, there's no getting it back. I've done nothing to cause it to happen. My brother was killed by a gang stalking program. No one investigated. My 2 pets were killed by my gang stalking program, the last one a month ago. There have been scores of hard attempts to kill me. The latest try happened yesterday. These things start when a damn fool manages to successfully label a person an undesirable. It's precisely the same thing the Nazis did to the Jews. Many authors believe the security state practice of gang stalking is the method of choice for population reduction. It will soon come to target virtually everyone. I agree. This is mass extermination, or what you'd call genocide, done by idiots who think they're saving the world. If you haven't been targeted or haven't heard of this, give it time. Your friends and family will disappear, and so will you. In spite of 22 years of experience as a targeted individual, I can give very little advice. I'll tell you this much. Don't break the law. If you believe you're on a secret watch list, don't let the police take you. Don't volunteer to go downtown with them. If you let them take you, you won't be seen again. My neighborhood stalkers, mainly John, Linda, Tabitha, and Summer Bennett, called the police many times with lie complaints. They work for David Sid, who also gives lie law enforcement intelligence to the police in a global database that follows me everywhere. They arrive with blood in their eyes and ready to shoot or take me away when I've done nothing. These days, anything you do with a pen or keyboard, or say, can cause you to be designated a traitor and or a terrorist. This is a matter of significant interest to journalists who are specifically targeted, and news companies run like scalded dogs. You say you only write checks in hypertext markup language? Sure, that's treason and terrorism. You probably invented the Arabic language, Islam, created Muhammad, and must be skinned and butchered. That's how these perceptually defective rodents see you. You can't fix stupid. Cut to plans B and C. Now, if this neighborhood looks a little bit dreary to you, I want to tell you that it is, and it's full of crime. But I thank God that I have so much. Amen.